I I gave a notice earlier that I was not going to be available yesterday. I I went somewhere pretty early, so I was unable to be available for the morning show. But I'm back again this morning. I hope you all had an amazing day yesterday. We had a couple of news yesterday that I didn't get the time to hop on. Yeah, but we're going to go through a couple of we're going to go through a couple of news. Both those I missed out on some of those I missed out on yesterday, and also the current news we have in the past couple of hours. Anthony the Goat says, I'll be right back. All right, brother, take your time, take your time. Take your time. All right, let me put this on the screen. For those who are yet to like and subscribe to Noble's View, kindly do so. We do appreciate the support in the past couple of months. Jassim, nice to have you back, man. Nice to have you back, Jassim. All right, let's see. Let's get it up. The Premier League is approaching very close. La Liga is starting tomorrow, being Saturday. Yeah, La Liga is starting tomorrow. So let's see. But I will not be doing a live watch along for the La Liga games that are starting tomorrow because the big boys are yet to play. Real Madrid and Barcelona will start their games next week. Yeah, so that's when I'm going to start doing live watch along for La Liga games. But I will see. I think I will have to check the time. I'll have to check the time later on to see which teams are playing. But I know Barcelona is playing next week, same as Real Madrid. Jassim, nice to have you back on the channel, bro. Hope you're good. Yeah, and for those who are just joining us for the first time, kindly hit the like button. This is one of the ways you can support the channel, guys. And here we'll get it going. Jassim says, yes, I'm good. All right, that's nice to hear, Jassim. Nice to hear. I don't know what's up with my screen. The poll I put up, I think it's covering my face. Majid says, hi, Noble. How are you doing, bro? I'm doing amazing, Majid. Nice to have you back, man. I hope you're good. How's the weather in the US? I hope everything is fine over there. Yeah, guys, we already got a here we go for Ferran Torres from FC Barcelona to PSG. And also, a couple of hours ago, we had a here we go for Tijjani Reijnders from Manchester City to, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Qadsiah. Majid, help me out in the chat, man. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Qadsiah. Is that the right pronunciation for the Saudi club? That is a surprise move for me, though, because Tijjani Reijnders has not really done enough at Manchester City. From this move, it shows that Enzo Maresca doesn't fancy him as a player. And before we move forward, Chelsea gave Enzo Fernandez an ultimatum that if he wants to leave the club, whichever club that wants to sign him has to sign him before 5 p.m. UK time. On or before 5 p.m. UK time on Friday, which is today. So I am really, really looking forward to seeing what the outcome of that whole saga is going to be. But I honestly love what Chelsea did there because I believe that no player is bigger than a club. No matter how big you think you are as a player, aside players like Messi and Ronaldo who are just on a different level, but every other footballer, you just have to respect yourself. Honestly, because Enzo Fernandez holding Chelsea to ransom doesn't make sense for me. And I don't support such behaviors from players. Sincerely, I really do not support that. So it's a good one from Chelsea. If any team wants to come sign him, they should bring £120 million. Else, they are not dealing with them. It's very, very simple. Bring the £120 million. Else, you ain't going nowhere, bro. So you sit your ass down, or you get someone to come pay the 120 million pounds, and there is a time frame. If it exceeds Friday, August the 14th, right? August the 14th, 2026, we have closed the door. 5 p.m. If it gets ahead of 5 p.m., we are not selling anymore. It's James says, yo, Noble, how are you, man? I'm doing amazing, brother. Majid says, perfect pronunciation, Noble. All right, thank you very much. I wanted to be sure I got that pronunciation correctly. Robbie likes football says hi. Robbie, nice to have you on the channel, but please no spamming so I can see other people's messages. Majid says it's been hot, but we had some rain this week, so it's a bit cooler. Yeah, the weather, for me, the weather has been pretty hot in my city. 2 days ago, the weather was around, would I say 36 or 38 degrees. The sun, I left home very early, would I say 2 days ago, and the sun was crazy. I got back home and immediately I just had to go into the bathroom to shower because the sun was really, really not friendly. Yeah, and I think that was the same day there was an eclipse in Europe, in countries like England, Germany, Spain, and I think one or two other countries I must have missed out on. So the weather in this week, I would say, this week has been pretty hot, very, very hot. It's James says, sorry I missed the Villa vs PSG stream. I was busy. Is the transfer window closing today? Nah, the window is not closing today. We still have about 2 weeks plus left for clubs to do business in the transfer window. So it's not closing today. We just have a couple of here we go that we are going to have a discussion on. And also the Enzo Fernandez situation with Chelsea. Yeah, we are having that conversation as well. And also looking at other stories in football. James says, yo, it's boiling. My bed was filled with sweat when I woke up. Yeah, the weather recently has been very, very, very hot. I actually thought it was only my location, but seeing that it's hitting other places as well, that's really crazy. Honestly, it's really crazy. La Liga is starting tomorrow, being Saturday. Though the big boys will play next week, but La Liga is starting tomorrow. I have been thinking maybe I could do a live watch along, but I'm not sure yet if I will do a live watch along for the games that will play tomorrow. My main focus in La Liga is Real Madrid, FC Barcelona. Those are the only 2 games I like to watch. The 2 teams I like to watch in La Liga. Atletico Madrid, it depends on who they are playing. If they are playing against Real Madrid or FC Barcelona, then I can watch their games. But aside that, I really don't fancy watching Atletico play. Majid says, yes, same here. We are ranging between 40 Celsius high and 28 Celsius low. Okay, James says it's like 35 in the UK. Yeah, for me, 2 days ago was pretty hot. Yeah, very, very hot. Yesterday was not as hot as the day before. Yeah, but the weather right now, the heat is really heating up the environment very, very well. Jasim says, okay. All right, let's look at the deal for... it was an exclusive news posted by Fabrizio a couple of hours ago. He says Tijjani Reijnders says yes to Qadsiah, and all parties have now a verbal agreement. Here we go. Man City agreed to receive 61 million euros as revealed today. Clubs exchanging documents now ahead of signatures. Rangers didn't train as he's waiting to fly to Saudi. Now, this is a player, he's 28, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Tijjani Reijnders should be 28 years. He's still a not very, very young, but he's in his prime now. And the only thing I can see from this is a player probably who is trying to secure his retirement on time. Yeah, because other than that, I still think he still has a lot. in the tank to offer football in Europe. But I understand the Saudi Pro League is trying to get players not only in their 30s but people who are still very much young or players that are in their prime, so as to make the Saudi Pro League stronger than it's been over the years. So I understand that perfectly, but I don't think that's the right move for Rangers. He should have stayed at Man City or probably move elsewhere. Yeah, but it is what it is. Players right now are prioritizing securing their futures right on time. James says, guys, let's get the likes up. Yeah, guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. We have the Tottenham Hotspur defender, Jed Spence. He was spotted in Milan. His move to Inter Milan is very much close to be done. I think that will be after his medical is successful, then we can get an official statement from Inter Milan on completing the deal to sign Jed Spence. Jasim says, I was second in stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Guys, please, one of the ways you can actually help us on the live stream and on the channel is by hitting the like button. It's going to help us get pushed to other audience by the algorithm. So please, if you're just joining, whether new or old members of the channel, just kindly hit the like button, and also do not forget to subscribe to Nobu's View. Speaking on the Enzo Fernandez situation, I sincerely love what Chelsea did with this Enzo Fernandez situation, because sometimes certain players feel like they have the power to hold a club to ransom. Yeah, and Enzo Fernandez has been doing this for the longest. He's done it with Real Madrid, twerking with Madrid, and Chelsea. I think he was given a 3-match ban. That was towards the end of the season. He was given a 3-match ban, and after that, he was like, yo, he's gonna do better and all that. And the season ended, went to the World Cup, and now we have seen links between Manchester City and Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea's former manager, Enzo Maresca. I don't know why Enzo Maresca is pushing for that. Cucurella has gone to Real Madrid. Yeah, Cucurella has gone to Real Madrid, and Enzo Fernandez is being tipped to join Man City. But Chelsea don't like the approach of Man City and Enzo Fernandez. They have given an ultimatum to Enzo Fernandez. It's either the club that wants to sign you comes on or before Friday, August the 13th, 5 p.m. to sign you, or they back off and you're going nowhere if it exceeds that time. I like that approach. Like I said earlier, I don't like it when players hold clubs to ransom. It gets me angry, regardless of whether that's my team or not. I don't like that approach from players. It's very simple. If you know you don't want to stay at a club for a very, very long time, why sign a long deal? For example, Enzo Fernandez, I think he renewed his contract last year or 2 years ago. So why renewing your contract? Jasim says, sub this channel. This channel is good. Thank you very much, Jasim. I appreciate those kind words. Musa Tanko says, Nobleman, can you give me latest news from Manchester United? Yeah, Musa Tanko, we are going to get into the Man United news. We have a couple of other news as well that we are going to go through before we delve into the Man United side, and also possibly Arsenal. Yeah, we are just going to touch the different news we have all around football right now. James says, where do you think Spurs are finishing in the table? Sincerely, I said it a couple of weeks ago that Spurs are definitely going to be in the top 6. The exact position, I can't say now. When I give my top 4 prediction, then you guys will see what my teams are in terms of top 4 and the last 3 teams who are going to get relegated. I'm going to post that video in the next couple of days. Yeah, my La Liga prediction definitely will come out to yeah, my La Liga prediction will come out tomorrow because La Liga is starting officially tomorrow. Then the Premier League one should come out a day after. Let's say on Sunday or on Monday, I'm going to do my Premier League prediction. And like you guys remember, I said in that prediction, we are going to do something that's going to be about prediction, by the way. Anyone, the first person that gets the top 4 prediction correctly is going to win $50. If you get it correctly on YouTube, but you must be a subscriber, by the way. If you get it correctly on YouTube, you're going to get $50 by the 31st of December. We're going to do it in 2 phases. The first phase is August 21st till December 31st. That's going to be the first phase of the prediction. Whoever gets it right is going to get $50. Then, if you get it right on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is nobles_view. If you follow me on Instagram and you get it right, the first person, I'll be checking the comments on that video. The first person to rightly predict the top 4 on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube is going to get $50. I'm not yet on Facebook. I have not been posting on Facebook, but let's say in this coming season, I'm going to work on that to post on Facebook. But I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So whoever gets it correctly is going to win $50. Now, the second phase will be between January the 1st to the last week, March day. That's March week 38 in May. So we're going to do the second phase. Whoever gets it right, again, from 1 to 4, the top 4, if you get it correctly, the first person, you're also going to get another $50. So that's the game we are going to do on the channel. And I say this to people who are new to Nobles View. The new season is starting. I am really anxious and anticipating for the new Premier League season and La Liga season to begin. Also the Champions League in September. So I'll be doing live watch along for all the big teams in England and also for the big teams in Spain. For England, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. These 5 teams, I'll be doing their live watch along for all their games. Then teams like Tottenham, Bournemouth, Everton, from time to time, I'll be doing their live watch alongs as well. But these 5 big teams I mentioned, I'll be doing their live watch along every single match week. Then in Spain, we have FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. These are the only 2 teams I like to do watch alongs for. So I'll try my best to see it that I get to do live watch along for all these games and at the same time match reaction. So I'm fully ready to go for the new season. Leah Biel says, according to you, was Tijjani Reijnders a flop at Man City? Yes, I would say Tijjani Reijnders was a flop at Man City. He wasn't a successful signing. Yeah, he had a couple of good games, but overall, sorry about that. Overall, if you're looking at Tijjani Reijnders' impact at City, I wouldn't see that as a successful signing. Yeah, I wouldn't see that as a successful signing. I still think Tijjani Reijnders still has a lot in his locker to offer Man City or offer in the Premier League. He's going forward, he's good. He's a good goal-scoring midfielder. And he sniffs goals very well. He's got a good strike on the ball. He's a good player, but I expected to see more from Rangers, sincerely. So I would class him, I would place him as a flop at City. Hasib Rehman says, take care of Rashford, he's your boy, give him respect. Marcus Rashford, I used to like him very well, but one thing about me is when it comes to players and when they say things, I hold those things they say very strongly, because Rashford, when he made that comment about wanting a new challenge, I had no issues with him wanting a new challenge. And I gave an example on Rashford as regards a relationship, if you're in a relationship with a girl, and it's very much possible that she might fall out of love with you, or you as a man falling out of love with the lady. It's normal, it's part of life. But one thing I don't accept and I will not accept is having fallen out of love with me, then you come back to try and get a place in my heart. It doesn't make sense. If while you are there, I will cherish you very, very well. But once you leave, that you don't want to stay anymore, and that thing you're looking for outside, you didn't find it, then you now had a U-turn and you want to come back to me. I am not a second option. I don't accept that. So it is either you're staying or you're leaving. That was the major reason I said I didn't. One of the major reasons, because there are other reasons why I don't want him back. That was one of the major reasons why I said, yo, Marcus, you are a great player, but I don't need you back at Man United. I made that explicitly clear that I don't want him back at the club. But on the other hand, I'm someone who likes to support my manager regardless of any situation. Give the manager what he needs for him to be able to succeed. Sign him the players that he wants to come to the club. If he doesn't need these players to be at the club, make everything possible within your power to get those players out. That is how I see football. And for the reason that I support Carrick and I said that the club should back him, I also have to accept the decisions of Michael Carrick, whether I like them or not. That is how I see football. So the only reason why I am accepting Rashford right now is because Carrick wants him. Not even because the club wants him back. Because United, when it comes to selling, they are one of the worst big teams. Slightly behind Arsenal. When it comes to selling players, they are very, very bad at doing it. Right? So, Man United manager Michael Carrick saying that he wants Rashford. He did an interview with Sky after that Leeds United game. They asked him about Rashford. He said Rashford is in a good place, he's great, he's in good shape. All the things he said about Rashford were very, very positive. So that's one of the major reasons why I said, all right, you know what? I was against Rashford coming back, but since the manager wanted him, then no problem. I will have to accept him, but he needs to prove to a lot of Man United fans that his coming back is not a mistake, because I'm not going to be waiting for Rashford to make mistakes, then I'll pounce on him. No, I sincerely want him to succeed, whether at the club or elsewhere, but he has to fight for his place. It's no longer going to be given to him in a platter of gold. He has to fight for it. And that is one thing I want at Man United. No player should see that he has a divine right to start for the club. Even my club captain, Bruno Fernandes, he has to prove that he deserves to be in a starting 11 every single week. And how does he prove that? By his performances every single day. Every single day. Nobody should have that divine right to start. You have to prove that you deserve to start. Not because you are the oldest in the team, or because you wear the captain's armband, or because you are loved by many. Then the manager must be forced to put you in the starting lineup. No, it doesn't work that way. Disappointed Chacha says, I feel bad for Julian Alvarez. Man United will not come in top 4. Disappointed Chacha. If you feel bad for Julian Alvarez, myself, I don't feel any atom of, would I say, sadness or maybe empathy towards Julian Alvarez. And I'll give you my reason. Now, the major reason why I don't really feel any empathy for Julian Alvarez is because he knew what he was signing. You were not a 15-year-old kid that you would say you didn't have an idea. And even if you did not have an idea, you have an agent, or you have an agency that represents you. So there are certain clauses to your contract that the agent should be able to tell you, yo, you should not sign this. This should be adjusted, right? So he signed a very, very long contract with Atletico Madrid. I think he signed a new one, by the way. And there is a 500 million euros release clause. Why would any player in his right mind, in this current age, sign a contract that has 500 million euros release clause when you know that this club is not your final destination? You have a goal. You are looking at FC Barcelona to come sign you in the future. It could be in 2 years, it could be in 3 years. So do you think FC Barcelona will bring out 500 million euros to come sign you? And you're putting that as, you are signing it because it was put by Atletico Madrid, and you put your signature to it. So honestly, I don't feel bad for Julian Alvarez because he signed that contract himself. Jasim says, Noble, I have Insta, I can see. Yeah, just follow me on Instagram, Jasim. My Instagram handle is nobles_view. Mariam Abdul Rahim says, Assalamu alaikum, how are you, brother? I'm doing great, Mariam. I hope you're good as well, Mariam. Falan says, Ronaldo will come back Real Madrid. Nah, Ronaldo is not coming back, Falan. He's going to retire at Al Nassr. Raymond says, hi, Noble, how are you? Omar Mamouche should sign for 65 million euros. Move deal for Newcastle right now. And Folarin Balogun should sign for 60 million pounds. Deal for Newcastle United right now. Yes, Ray. I don't know why Enzo Maresca is selling off all of City's top and key players, because okay, I know John Stones' contract expired, then he's left for Inter Milan on a free. We also have Bernardo Silva's contract expired in June or July. He left for Real Madrid on a free. Then the Rodri situation, yes, I can understand the Rodri situation because Rodri still has 1 more year left on his contract. It's either you sell him this summer or he goes on a free next summer. So it's either now or never, because Rodri doesn't seem like one who wants to sign a new deal at Manchester City. He doesn't look like one. And we also have Tijjani Reijnders, like I said earlier on when I started this stream. He has completed a 61 million euro move from Man City to Al Qadsiah. That one is done. And we have Man City rejecting 60 million euros or 65 from FC Barcelona for Rodri. They are demanding around 80 million euros for Rodri. And I don't know if Barcelona will be able to pay that amount, but Barcelona need Rodri so much. And Real Madrid would have been done with this deal for the longest, but Barcelona are just coming in with small amounts, and they've been rejected by Manchester City. Let's see how that will turn out in the next couple of days. It's James says, turn out my AirPods randomly, turn on for no reason. Sorry about that. It's all good, man. It's all good. Disappointed Chacha says, Cancelo's transfer, Barcelona is currently delayed due to bureaucratic and tax issues. Despite the hold-up, both clubs expect the deal to go through. I don't know if that's going to be a loan deal or a permanent deal, because Joao Cancelo has been moving from one place to another. He has been moving a lot. Yeah, I think he went to Juve, came back, and went on loan to Barcelona. Then Man City sold him to, was it Al Hilal? Then he went on loan to Barcelona, I think the second time or so. He's been moving a lot lately. He's been moving a lot. Honestly, he's been moving a lot. But Joao Cancelo is a very, very good player. He's just, I think he has an attitude problem. That's the only reason I don't fancy him much. Disappointed Chacha says Liverpool deal done, 125 million pounds for Bacola. Nah, that deal is not yet done, bro. We are still waiting. But Liverpool should be quick with that deal, right? They should be quick with that deal because the transfer window is going to end in about 2 weeks plus. So there is no more time. There is no more time. Mariam says, yes, I'm good. Alhamdulillah. Alright, Mariam, no problems. Nice to hear that. Picasso says, Noble Maz. Picasso the Uplander. I don't know why this your Uplander always comes to my head, bro. But it's nice to have you back, man. As always, Picasso. Welcome back, brother. And those who are just joining us for the first time, kindly hit the like button. And also, do not forget to subscribe to Noble's View, guys. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up, guys. Oleku. Tell me something where I no fit to. Mo pop 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 pop. Maloju. Money ni money ni. Alright, Picasso says I'm good. Welcome back, Picasso Mariam. Aston Villa are also exploring a deal for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There has been a lot of movement at Aston Villa in the past couple of weeks. Honestly, there's been a lot of movement there. But let's see. Unai Emery did well. He did well in that Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup against PSG, even though he was without a lot of key players. I don't know if Oli Watkins had an injury or he joined the team pretty late because of the World Cup. Yeah, I don't know if that was the situation, but he was without a lot of players. Tielemans has been sold to Man United. Morgan Rogers was also sold to Chelsea. Then, which other player was unavailable? Which player was unavailable for Villa? I would say those were the two key players. I don't know. I don't think Konza played that. No, I think Konza played. It was mainly Oli Watkins, Youri Tielemans, and Morgan Rogers. Those three guys were the key players that were unavailable because, like I said, Rogers have moved to Chelsea and Tielemans is now a Man United player. And they still put up a very, very strong fight against PSG. So for me, Unai Emery is doing a great job, honestly. He's doing a great job with Aston Villa. And I still see Villa to push really hard in this coming season. Honestly, I see them pushing really, really hard in the coming season. So I wouldn't be surprised if Aston Villa makes it to Europe again. It might not be the Champions League, but I'm pretty positive that Aston Villa is going to make it to Europe next season because they have a very, very experienced manager. Very, very experienced. So I'm not going to write them off. Spurs is also another team I'm looking at that are going to do well in the coming season. Like I said, I'll give my prediction. I'll post my prediction for the new Premier League season. It's going to be out either on Sunday or on Monday. I'll do that probably Sunday morning or Monday morning. But the La Liga prediction is going to be out tomorrow. So you guys will watch what my prediction for La Liga is going to be in the new season that is starting. The season is starting tomorrow. Yeah, the season in La Liga is starting tomorrow. The Premier League is starting on the 21st, which is next week, Friday. We have the first game, Arsenal against Coventry City. That's Frank Lampard's club. They are going to be playing against Coventry City. That is the Premier League leaders against the Championship leaders. Yeah, that's what we will have. Yeah, there's also an update that Kvaratskhelia has changed his agent. He's now being managed by Musa Sissoko. I really like this Kvaratskhelia boy. When it comes to left wingers in football right now, this boy is the best. There is no better left winger currently that you can tell me is better than Qadsiah Kvaratskhelia. Did you guys watch that goal he scored against Aston Villa in the Super Cup 2 days ago? That boy is quick. He can dribble off the ball. Nah, the boy is just he's just a problem. Honestly, he's a problem for his opponent. Very, very good player. Very, very good player. I like his game, honestly. And I've watched him from Napoli. He has matured into a very, very elite footballer. Sincerely. Jasim says, this man cool. Okay, the boy is cool. Yeah, he's a very, very good player, honestly. He's a very, very good player. And yeah, I would love to see him play in England. I would really, really love to see Kvaratskhelia play in England week in, week out. Week in, week out. I would love to see him play. And getting that boy out of PSG would cost... It would cost over £150 million, because if you have players like Rogers going for 117, Elliot Anderson going for 116, Matheus Fernandes going for £85 million, then definitely Qadsiah Kvaratskhelia, who is levels above these guys, he should be around 130, 150 million pounds. Sincerely. But for me, in my Ballon d'Or, I will have that boy in top 5. Qadsiah Kvaratskhelia. I am definitely having him in my top 5 for the Ballon d'Or. Seriously, because he's a very, very good player. And one thing I like about him is that he's a very serious-minded person. Seasoned professional. I have never heard any negative stories or news about Qadsiah Kvaratskhelia in terms of maybe as a young boy going to club, partying, doing all sort of things outside the pitch that doesn't really look nice. That is not for Qadsiah. He's always grounded. He's always grounded in his game, fully focused. Fully focused. So honestly, he's in my top 5 for the Ballon d'Or in this Ballon d'Or race. Yes, I know he didn't go to the World Cup. His country didn't qualify. My top 5, I will have Harry Kane as number 1, Kylian Mbappe as number 2, Michael Olise number 3, then number 4. Definitely, I have to put Qadsiah Kvaratskhelia there. I have to put him in number 4. Then possibly I might have Luis Diaz. Yeah, I might have Luis Diaz as number 5. Or let's say Erling Haaland. Right? I might put Erling Haaland as number... Yeah, I will put Erling Haaland as number 5. But you see Qadsiah Kvaratskhelia, that boy is a baller. Honestly, he's a baller. And anytime I watch him, I just enjoy watching him. Very serious. Every single time he goes direct with his defenders. He goes very, very direct with his defenders. Jasim says, my top 6 or top 5, he's in my list too. Yeah, absolutely. The guy is a very, very top player and I like his game, honestly. And also, still talking on transfers, Ferran Torres has completed a move. Barcelona has reached an agreement with PSG for 50 million euros to sign Ferran Torres, the World Cup final goal scorer. He made Spain win the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and yeah, after that World Cup, he decided, nah, Barcelona is not showing me enough love that they actually want me to remain at the club. And he went, yo, I have to leave. And he's finally gotten his move to PSG. But honestly, I think this is a wrong move for him because he's not going to start games for Paris Saint-Germain. He's not. And at Barcelona, Lewandowski is no longer there. Even last season, Lewandowski didn't play a lot of games. Ferran Torres, some games he starts for Barca, some games he doesn't. So the move to PSG for me, he's not going to get more game time than he would at Barcelona. That's just the honest truth. But I guess maybe PSG will be offering to pay him more money than Barcelona is currently paying him. So it's fair enough to say that's a good move for him in terms of the finances. But for the football itself and minutes played, I don't think he's going to get more minutes. He's not going to start ahead of Ousmane Dembele. Neither would he start ahead of Ferran Torres or Desire Doué. He's going to be coming off the bench. So I think PSG want to replace him. Want to replace Bradley Bacola with Ferran Torres from FC Barcelona. So let's see what happens with the Bacola deal. We have not had anything in the last couple of days. Yeah, we've not had anything about the Bacola situation in the last couple of days, and I don't know what's going on with that deal. The fee that PSG is demanding for him is too much. Same thing with Mbaye. The fee they are demanding from Mbaye is just ridiculous. I don't know what's up with these guys. Seriously, I really don't know what's up with them. The fees they are demanding for these guys, and Bacola is not even a starter. If that was Kvaratskhelia that they were demanding that fee, I would even beg Man United to go sign me Kvaratskhelia. But it's Bacola, and I don't even fancy Bacola's style of play. He's pretty much a player that likes to run. It's not like 1v1 he can beat his defenders often. Yeah, he can score you goals here and there. One big attribute of Bradley Bacola's game is his pace. He's a very, very quick and fast player. Yeah, that's one thing I would say. This guy is very, very quick. And still on transfer. Like I said, there are so many transfer news going on right now in football. I was unavailable for the morning show yesterday, and I missed out on a couple of news. And there was a news that came out yesterday. It was a rumor about Galatasaray being offered 130 million euros for Victor Osimhen via intermediary for Al Hilal. And some people were saying Arsenal are looking at pushing for Victor Osimhen. I've been saying this, that Victor Osimhen needs to be in the Premier League. Chelsea should have signed him, but they opted to go for Liam Delap, who scored only one Premier League goal last season. Liam Delap scored only one Premier League goal last season. And I think in all competitions, Delap scored 2 goals. Imagine a striker scoring just 2 goals. And it's not that the striker didn't play 80% of the season. No. He was available for pretty much 70% or 80% of the season, of the games last season, in all competitions. And he could score just 2 goals. But he had how many yellow cards? He had more yellow cards. He had more yellow cards than the number of goals he scored for Chelsea last season. So for me, Liam Delap, Chelsea need to offload him. But I do trust Chelsea. They are very, very much good at that. They don't find it difficult to offload players. It's teams like Man United and Arsenal that do not know how to sell players. Yeah, they don't know how to sell players. Jasim says, guys, don't get mad. It's joke. My list is 1, Kylian Mbappe, Messi 2, joking, it's Harry 3, Michael 1, 2, 3. Michael 4, the boy Messi. Who is the boy Messi, man? Who is the boy Messi? Okay. Have you read the papers? Do you hear what they say? Jasim says 6 people today. Yeah, a couple of people have come on and some have left as well. Hopefully we get breaking news, let's say, on the Enzo Fernandez situation. We might get an update on Enzo Fernandez later today. Once it's 5 p.m. or before 5 p.m., we get to see if Man City will be able to pay the £120 million to sign Enzo from Man City or not. Yeah, in the next couple of hours, we get to see that. Jasim says, man, it's secret. You never know. One day, you know. Mariam says, Haitham Hassan went to Celtic of Scotland. Haitham Hassan, the Egyptian player, or no? Is it the twins, your manager? Is it the Egyptian manager twin? Or the boy, okay. That boy that plays in Spain. Is he Real? No, not Real Sociedad. Is he? I think it's Real Sociedad or what? Mariam, is it that dark boy? Real Oviedo, yeah, that Real Oviedo player. Yeah, that boy that was, yeah, he was the one that brought that goal that Egypt scored, which was disallowed by the referee and VAR against Argentina. Yes, yeah, I like that boy. He's left-footed, very quick, and he can dribble. I like those type of players who are not afraid to go head-on with defenders. They are not afraid one bit. They are not afraid, and most wingers we have these days are pretty much get the pass, give it back to the wing back or right back or left back, whichever one. Then they run and want to get the ball on their feet when they are making the runs. And for me, I don't fancy that type of wingers these days, honestly. I really don't. Mariam says, bro, why do you call it that? I don't understand. What do you mean, why do I call it that? I think sometimes this translation might be giving the wrong message. That's why I said you should probably try to type more in English language, because sometimes the translation might give me a different thing with what you're saying. Yeah, United third shirt is almost here, and I like the design of what I'm seeing. It's nice. Man United will be playing on Saturday, which is tomorrow, against AC Milan. Yeah, let me check the time for the game. That's the last preseason game that United will be playing in this preseason. Before the season starts next week, Friday, Arsenal will be playing against Coventry City. And on Saturday, we have many other big teams playing. Nakupe. Let me check the time for the game. If it's going to be very, very late for me or not. Okay. Chelsea has a game against Real Sociedad. United have against AC Milan. Alright, let's see. Oremi, Yakat, Ogini. Nakupe. Ashi says, go stop PSG Noble, they are unstoppable. PSG have been very good, but if you watch that game PSG played against Aston Villa, they were not really spectacular or flawless in the game. Yeah, Aston Villa actually fought very well, even though they were without a couple of key players that they have sold. Tielemans. You also had players like Morgan Rogers. These guys were very, very key to them last season, and they were not available. Also, Oli Watkins didn't play that game. I don't know if he was injured or because of the World Cup that he was involved in, because most of the World Cup guys that played the final, they just got back not long ago. So most of them are unavailable. Chelsea will be playing against Real Sociedad tomorrow. That's 2 p.m. They will be playing against Real Sociedad tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. Then Man United has a game tomorrow. Yeah, let's see. I think the United game is... Let me check that one out. Yeah, United versus AC Milan is going to be on Saturday, which is tomorrow, 3:45 p.m. UK time. Man United against AC Milan. Mariam says, do the players train in the sun? Of course, they do train in the sun. Sometimes players resume, they come to the training pitch around, let's say, 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. They're already in the field. Wait, sometimes they might start training at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Do 3-4 hours of training, get a rest, and they go to the gym and all that. So, yeah, they do train under the sun. But you know, the sun in Europe and the UK is nowhere close to the sun in the Middle East. It's nowhere near it. Jassim says, no, remove Barcelona a little bit because they won't stop PSG. Real Madrid is right, and one more guess. One thing I'm pretty sure in this coming season, PSG will not win the Champions League. They will not do a three-peat in the Champions League. They will not. Yeah, I know the style of Luis Enrique is always start the season very poorly and end it on a high. That has been his approach over the last 2 seasons. If you check PSG's performance in the Champions League, it's nowhere near. For example, the group stage. The last 2 seasons, they have not come top of the league phase. When the league phase, because that edition, that format has been there for just 2 years. So the first edition was when Liverpool topped the league table. Then the next round, after that, they are top of the table. They played against PSG and they got knocked out. Last season, Arsenal topped the league phase. Arsenal had the most points. They didn't lose any single match. They topped the league phase, followed by Bayern. Yeah, I think there were about 3 or 4 English teams in the top 8. Then Arsenal went to play PSG in the final of the Champions League, which they lost. So you doing very well in the league phase does not guarantee or transcend into you winning the Champions League. It doesn't work that way, because the team that has won it back to back in the 2 seasons that this new format was introduced was PSG, and they did not do well in their league phase. So Luis Enrique has studied that and he's implemented it very well. They don't start the Champions League very well, but once it gets into the knockout stages, PSG players turn into a different set of animals and they just explode and they play like crazy. So I think many teams must have studied their game and their style. If you watch that final against Arsenal, it was just a little detail that made Arsenal lose that game. Because PSG were not like bombarding Arsenal, trying to finish Arsenal off. The game was pretty much balanced. Yeah, and in this type of games, it's just the small details that win you those games. So that's why I said I don't see PSG winning the Champions League again this season. They are not doing a three-peat like Madrid did in 2016, 2017, and 2018. Enrique said they are trying to replicate that, but I honestly think that it's going to be very, very difficult for them. Very, very difficult. Honestly, very difficult. Yeah, on Sunday, like I said, we have a game. We have a game tomorrow. 2 games, actually. We have Chelsea playing against Real Sociedad tomorrow. That's going to be Chelsea playing at 2 p.m. UK time tomorrow. Man United playing at 3:45 p.m. UK time. Then on Sunday, we have the Community Shield between Arsenal versus Manchester City. That's going to be 3 p.m. UK time at the Wembley Stadium. So it's going to be in preparation for the coming season. As she says, yeah, I mean PSG vs United next season would be good. Yes, I would love to see Man United play against teams like PSG, play against teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich in the group stage. These four teams, I want to see Man United play against them in the Champions League, in the league phase. Then if we meet them in the knockout stage, it's fine and good. But in the league phase, out of these four teams, if we can play all four, I would love that. If we can play just 3 out of the 4, then it's fine and good. But I would want Man United to play other big boys in the Champions League, not all these small clubs. Nah, I don't need those people. It's the Champions League, so we need to face the best of the best, 100%. Jasim says, but there another club can stop them. PSG, they lost against PSG. Which club are you saying? Man United. Man United played draw 1-1 2 days ago against PSG. And she says, Bayern can't stop PSG, bro. Let's see if United can in Champions League. One thing I love about United is that they know how to play PSG. If you look at the number of times we played against PSG, they have not demolished United. And in recent history, PSG has done well against English teams. You see the Champions League final few months ago in May, they won against Arsenal. The Super Cup, was it yesterday? No, the Super Cup 2 days ago against Aston Villa, they won it. You go to the Super Cup last season against Tottenham, they won it. They have played many knockout games against the likes of Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and they have come out victorious in all these fixtures. So I know it's not been easy for English teams facing them. It's only United out of all the English teams that they have faced that I would say, okay, they have not really done anything against Man United recently. Right, so let's wait and see what the group phase is going to be, or league phase per se. Mariam says, man, that trainer made us train in the sun. I told her I'm not showing up at times like that. I'm not a potato to be fried. Which trainer was that? Were you doing any preseason training recently? Jasim says Real Madrid or Man United can stop them. Even other clubs, teams like Bayern can stop them this time around. Yeah. Jasim says 2 UCLs isn't enough. Look at Real Madrid. Enrique has done a great job. I won't come now and say, nah, Enrique has not done anything spectacular. Nah, he's done a fantastic job with this PSG team. He currently has 3 Champions Leagues. 2 with PSG, 1 with FC Barcelona. So he's 1 Champions League away from equaling what Ancelotti did in the Champions League. Ancelotti won 3 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid and 1 with AC Milan in 2007. Yeah, so let's see if Luis Enrique can replicate that or he's going to be stopped. We are yet to see that. Jasim says Barcelona and Man United cool though, but Real Madrid vs United is way better. Yeah, I want to watch Man United against Real Madrid. Yeah, I want to watch them. Like in the Champions League, I would really, really love that. Of course, you all know I am definitely supporting United ahead of Madrid. But I'm supporting Madrid against other teams, but not against United. Mariam says, I told you my dad is insistent I go to the academy. But I'll just finish this month and I won't go. I won't go again. Nah, come on, Mariam. You should keep going. I already told you, I want to see you go pro. I want to see you play football professionally. Yeah, that would be nice. It will really, really be nice to see. So I would love to see you go professional. Falan says Ronaldo will come back to Real Madrid. Nah, bro, Ronaldo is not coming back. He is not coming back to Real Madrid. His career at Madrid is done and he's just going to retire at Al Nassr. There's no need for him going to a different club. Once Ronaldo hits 1K goals, he's done. He's just going to retire. And I've said this. I sincerely want him to retire. He has already he has already reached the highest level of football. He's done everything there is to do in football. So he just needs to hit the 1K goals and hang his boot, retire. He doesn't need to prove anything to me. Neither does he need to prove anything to other people. So he's done with football. Right? Whether you see him as the GOAT or not, it still doesn't change anything about him. So I think Ronaldo should retire this season. Once he hits the 1K goals, he should just retire. Yeah, he should just retire. Mariam says, stop dreaming, Noble. I don't know why you're being stubborn with this whole football when you know you can actually play it. I don't know why. Falan says, do you like my new picture? I really can't see the face of the person in your profile picture, Falan. I really can't see the person. As she says, bro, I'm issuing Onana to United for Champions League. Bro, you gotta be serious, man. You have to be serious. We don't want Onana to be associated with Manchester United anymore. Even though I know that officially he's still a Man United player because he's currently on loan again at Trabzonspor. But for me, in my head, Onana is no longer a Man United player. I know in the books, officially he's still a Man United player because United is still his parent club. The deal to Trabzonspor for another loan was not a permanent one. So I understand that. But in my mind, Andre Onana is no longer a Man United player. Jasim says, I play football outside a lot. Alright, man. Mariam says, Noble predicted where we train. Yeah, but I know it's normal. People can train in the sun because in the daytime is when you can actually train. Let's say from morning till afternoon. Maybe if you are in an area where the sun is too much, they might do the training earlier or let's say late on in the evening, right? If the sun doesn't get really hot up until like 12 p.m. or 1 p.m., right? The team can or the manager can decide to do the training, let's say from 8 a.m. till like 11 a.m. or 11:30 before the sun gets very, very hot, right? So that's just the situation for me. That's the situation for me. Mariam says, I don't mean under the sun, I mean the place itself. Oh, okay. I understand now. Mariam says, Onana is an amazing, respectful goalkeeper. I've already told you your team should come and sign Onana. We can give him to you for free. We can give Onana to you for free, by the way. You don't need to stress yourself. Guys, let's get the likes up. We are currently on 15 likes. Let's get the likes up to 20, guys. Let's get it up. Let's get it up, guys. Let's get the likes up. Jasim says, nah, Falal, he's bad. White Rosie says, hello, Noble. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you very much, White Rose. Thank you very much. Nice to have you back on the channel, White Rose. As she says, bro, I issued this defense for United, Upamecano and Konate centre-back goalkeeper Onana. That is going to be a calamity, man. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very serious calamity. Having to play these guys together. Onana, Upamecano and Konate. Or let's say you put Upamecano and Araujo, it is going to be calamity, honestly. Palash Singh says, can Tchouaméni come to Man United? Now, bro, that deal is done because Rodri is no longer going to go to Real Madrid. If Rodri was to leave Man City to Madrid, then I can say that deal for Tchouaméni can still happen because Tchouaméni is not going to be a bench player Real Madrid, right? So, but since Rodri decided that he was going to go to Barcelona, he picked Barcelona ahead of Real Madrid. Fair enough, he should go on. So I don't see the Tchouaméni deal going through. The player I think Man United might get in the last days of the transfer is Manu Kone. That's the only ideal midfielder I think Man United can go for in these last days. But with United, you never can tell. Honestly, you never can tell with those guys that are running the transfer business because they are too slow. It takes them weeks to sign just one player. And when the transfer window wants to end, then you see them rushing to sign maybe 2 players. That's what they would do. I've been saying this. These guys are going to stall up until the very end of the transfer window before they can push to make signings, more signings for the coach. It's just bad. Falal says, my new profile is Mbappe. Alright, Falal. I can see him holding on. Is it an award? It looks like an award. I can't see the face, but he said it's Kylian Mbappe. Mariam says, guess where we'll train Noble? Of course, it has to be the training ground of the club. As she says, what happened to Enzo to United? Now, Enzo Fernandez wasn't among the players Man United ever looked for. He's not one of them. And I know Enzo Fernandez is a good player, but personally, I don't like Enzo Fernandez. I really don't like. The guy is very annoying for me. He's a good player, I understand that, but I don't like Enzo Fernandez. That was why I was happy when Madrid just ignored him. He was twerking. He was doing twerk. He was twerking for Real Madrid. But Madrid were like, nah, we don't even notice you are there. So just stay wherever you are. And I love that. Yeah, I love that from Jose and Florentino Perez. They didn't even notice him. As she says, sorry, Real Madrid, not United. Yeah, he wanted to go to Real Madrid. That was his first choice. But Madrid ignored him. Yeah, Madrid ignored him. As she says, Salah x Onana. Yeah, Onana is going to frustrate Salah for most of the season. In this coming season, he's going to frustrate Salah. Jassim says, I might go academy. Are you good at playing football, Jassim? Mariam says, guess where the stadium is located, Nobu? Is it located in Alexandria or Soheg? Which city is it located in? Sunday Goat YT says, who? Who are you asking of? Sunday Goat YT. Guys, let's get the likes up. We are currently on 15 likes and I want us to push the likes to 30. We are pretty much halfway to that. So please, for those who are just joining the channel, kindly hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe. We are currently on 16 likes. I need us to get 14 more likes. Let's hit 30. I know we can do it, guys. We have 9 people who are currently watching. And I know it's not all 9 of you that have already liked. So please do us the honors by hitting the like button. And also, don't forget to subscribe for those who are new to the channel. Jassim says yes. Alright, Jassim. As she says, Porro back to training. We have an elite right back. Pedro Porro is a good player, but defensively, Porro is an issue defensively. But going forward, yeah, Porro is very, very good. He's very, very good. Son the Goat says 16 likes. Thank you very much, Son the Goat. Mariam says, Noble, of course, I won't go to Alexandria 3 times a week. I need some people to go with me in a fire truck to put out the sun. So are you saying that you're to be training in Alexandria 3 times every week? Falal says bye. Alright, Falal, bye. Ashi says, bro, we sold Spence for 26.7 million pounds. Yeah, to Inter Milan. I saw that deal. I saw a video of Jet Spence arriving in Italy, and he was saying hello to the fans. Yeah, I also don't like Jet Spence's style of play, even though I know he's a decent player, but I really don't like his style of play. And that stunt he pulled off in the World Cup with um Thomas Partey, I didn't fancy that. Yeah. I didn't fancy that, but it is life. He can do anything he wants, but I don't really fancy that. Jasim says I'm good at defending and shooting and passing, dribbling lots and physically is good. All right, fair enough. Palash Singh says who is better, Lamine Yamal or Michael Olise? For me, I will go Michael Olise. The just concluded season, Michael Olise had uh, Michael Olise had a better season than Lamine Yamal. Yes, you can say Lamine Yamal is younger, and he still has a very very high ceiling to hit. That is a fact, and he's achieved more in football than Michael Olise in terms of the trophies that he's won. Lamine Yamal won the Euros with Spain. He won the Nations League with Spain. He just won the World Cup with Spain. He won La Liga back to back with FC Barcelona. He won the I think he won the Super Cup last season and the season before that. So he's won a lot of trophies for an 18-year-old, and Michael Olise should be around 23, which is, I think Olise should be around 4 or 5 years older than Lamine Yamal. So you can say Lamine Yamal has achieved more in football than Michael Olise. Yes, that aspect of the argument, I second that. But if you're talking about what was played last season and in the World Cup, Michael Olise had a better season. And I'll be looking forward to see what the new season is going to be. Sincerely, I'll be looking forward to that. And like I said, guys, watch out for my channel. There are a couple of videos that I'll be pushing out in the next couple of days. Tomorrow being Saturday, on Sunday, Monday as well. Probably Tuesday, I'm going to be pushing out videos back to back to back. Probably 3 days or 4 days straight. Yeah, this time around, I'm going to be doing more content, trying to push more things out to you guys. But one thing I would want to get you guys on is, whenever you watch my videos, just give me what your thoughts are on them. Whether it's contrary to what I am saying, that is the beauty of Noble's View. I give my view, you guys also give me your views. It's very simple. Our views most times might not align, but one thing I always like to do is respect people's opinion, even though they are contrary to what I think or what I say. It doesn't make any difference for me. It's a platform that I just want us to say our minds. Yes, we can be respectful about that. Okay? Sometimes there are people who will come on the channel and say some crazy things, and I try my best not to overreact to them. Sometimes when they say that, I just call them to order. Right? So I will just try my best to push more content out, then for you guys to also engage and give me your thoughts and opinions about them, so that I'll know, okay, this is what the community actually think about this particular video or the other video. Jasim says, Ash, I'm not the guy. He's way better than me, probably. Okay, you're saying he's not better than you, probably. She says, bro, price or one today? What do you mean by price? Is it Wan-Bissaka you're talking about? I know that Aston Villa were looking at Aaron Wan-Bissaka, right? But no bid has gone in from Villa. So I don't know what you mean by price or one. Madam says, Noble, why are you upset today? Do I look upset? Nah. I'm not upset, madam. Or are you trying to tease me? I'm not upset. I'm my normal self. Yo, guys, let's get the likes to 30. Like I said, we are still on 16. We need 14 more likes to get up to 30, guys. Let's get it going. I know we can do it. For those who are just joining, do not forget to subscribe. Jasim says, I probably just like him, not to better. Okay, is it Lamine Yamal and Olise? For me, like I said, Lamine Yamal is still very, very young. Michael Olise is older than Lamine Yamal. And if you're talking about achievement in the game, Lamine Yamal has achieved more than Michael Olise. That's a fact. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. Right? But if you're looking at last season, Olise had a better season than Lamine Yamal. And Olise also had a better World Cup. But Yamal won the World Cup with Spain. So sometimes people will tell you that, yo, this person didn't do much, but he won the World Cup and all that. It's part of the game. Sometimes people play badly and end up winning trophies. It's part of football. As she says, I try to type Patrick Dogu or Bisaka. Oh, those two players, they are different profiles. Yeah, Patrick Dogu right now has been converted to a winger. He's no longer a left back. And I wonder how many games Michael Carrick is going to use him as a winger. I sincerely want Man United to get me a left back. Yes, a left back is very, 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 very important. Very, very important at this point because Luke Shaw, I don't have confidence in Luke Shaw. Really, I don't. My prediction is before match week 6, Luke might get injured. And it's not me saying or wishing him bad, but it's just something that I've known over the years. Last season was different. He played all 38 games in the league for United. That is the first time he's doing that in his career. And Luke Shaw is around 31 or 30. First time he's playing 38 league games in his career. So, and he can no longer run as well. There are just so many negativities when it comes to Luke. Sincerely. Mariam says, okay, Noble, that's good. I hope you're always happy. Yeah, I'm always happy, Mariam. Regardless, I'm always happy. Jasim says, Noble is good, guys. He knows a lot. His knowledge is 100%. Thank you very much, Jasim. Ashi says, you must not rate Martinez, bro, your center back. Lisandro Martinez. He's a good player. He's a very, very good player. But I have one reservation about him. And that is the injury record. And for me, that gets me really, really angry every single time. Because he's always available for Argentina. Every single time. Look at the World Cup. He was available for them up until the final. He got injured in that final. Thankfully, it wasn't a very serious injury. He was out for about 4 weeks and some days. Thank God he's back with the team training. But I I don't really like the fact that he's always injured. I really do not. He's a good player. He's, I would say, the best passer of the ball in terms of defenders. If you're looking for a ball-playing defender, there is no better passer of the ball than Lisandro Martinez when it comes to defenders. But the injuries is just a very, very serious concern for me. Mariam says, Noble, because you are bad at guessing, the place is an island. An island in Sohag. But it shouldn't be a problem. It depends on the distance between the island and where you live. Yeah, if it's not too far, then it's not going to be a problem. Or you're just looking at the mobility in terms of the Maybe if you're going with a car to the island, the sun that will hit you. But if you're going, you have to go in the morning. You have to leave very early. So I don't know the distance between the island and where you live. As she says, some Argentine players had similar problems with Romero. Yeah, Romero is a decent player, even though he's too rough. Yeah, he's too rough and always gets red carded. Always. Very bad attitude. Yeah, but on his day, he's a decent player on his day. And honestly, Romero, I don't fancy him. Spurs have already agreed a deal with Atletico Madrid. I think for is it 30? I can't get the figure right now, but I know it's around 30 something million. Yeah, I think it's around 30 something million for Christian Romero. Yeah, it should be around 30 something million. Mariam says, yes, it's not far, but I didn't expect us to go there. Initially, they were at Al Ali's Academy Fields. Alright. Yeah, but I think you should take it seriously, Mariam. I think you should take it seriously. Bam, 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 bam. And she says, Van Hecke is an upgrade on Romero, bro. Aside the whole attitude of Romero, I wouldn't say Van Hecke is a better defender. Yes, even though I don't like Romero's style and his attitude is very poor. I wouldn't say Van Hecke is a better defender. Yeah, I wouldn't say that, honestly. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a better defender. But I just think that Van Hecke is not coming with a lot of baggage. That's the only thing you can say about Van Hecke, and I can agree with. Van Hecke is not a controversial player. He's not a player that is so reckless that would get you 3-4 red cards a season. Christian Romero is too reckless, and his demeanor and attitude is very, very, very bad. Very, very bad. Jasim says, Mariam, is that the Qadsiah Sporting Club? Qadsiah in Cairo. Well, Mariam will be able to answer that for me. I don't know the name of the club. She's going to train with their academy. Yeah, but Mariam seemed not to have any interest in playing football, but she definitely should play football. I've told her many times. Alright guys, I'll be ending the stream here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And like I said, check out my channel between tomorrow and the next couple of days. Right, tomorrow being Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'll be uploading videos frequently now on my channel. It will be long form videos that I'll be uploading on my channel henceforth. Yeah, the new season is starting, so we are going to be having back-to-back content on the channel. So please do well to always support Noble's View. And for those who are yet to subscribe to the channel, you're missing out. Kindly hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. We have 2 live watch alongs tomorrow. Chelsea against Real Sociedad, and also Manchester United playing against AC Milan. That's going to be their last preseason game before the Premier League game they are going to play next week. So guys, thank you all very much, and I'll see you all tomorrow, except we have a breaking news. Let's say Rodri to Barcelona. Here we go. Another top deal, or Enzo Fernandez to to Manchester City. Here we go. Whichever one. Then I'm going to go live to discuss about the deals. Other than that, I will see you all tomorrow, guys. Take care. Peace out.